Hello everyone, and I normally don't do a lot of these videos anymore, where I like go over an article about some pop culture news and all that, unless it's something I really like, right? But I had to do this one because I can speak from experience as the target demo. So Disney has this new article up by Variety, who is same people who do Hollywood Reporter and this whatever. Like, it's the same people. Apparently Disney is having some boy trouble. They looked up today and they're like, huh, we don't got any boys here. I'm sure Disney execs would love boys, but that's besides the point. Anyway, studio seeks original IP to win back Gen Z men amid Marvel and Lucasfilm struggles. Gen Z men. That's me! Guys! Young Gen Z is defined by 13 through 28. I'm in there! Guys, I'm in there! This is me, so I can offer you my take! Whoa! Oh my god. So it says, numerous studies shows that Gen Z men in particular are a lonely gaming-obsessed group who are hampered in their formative years by COVID-19 lockdowns. Not the easiest segment to grasp. Well, why are we lonely and gaming-obsessed? That's, I think, the first thing you should ask. Maybe it's because we've been told constantly throughout the years that we suck. That we as men don't deserve the right to enjoy anything, right? We were told that everything we do is misogynistic, is sexist all the time. So we just said, screw it, I'm just gonna be by myself and play my video games. Maybe that's a good reason. So this article then goes on to say about, how they want to recruit men, which it says the task has been fallen on David Greenbaum, the former Searchlight Pictures co-head, who was brought on in 2024 to run Disney's live-action film business. Oh, how well has that gone for you? The label has been sorely lacking in guy-leading fare, like the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, for nearly 10 years. Funny you mentioned Pirates of the Caribbean, where they want to do a reboot, or at least a revival of Pirates of the Caribbean. You say that when just a while ago, they pitched an all-female Pirates of the Caribbean movie that apparently got axed. Boys, right? I've never watched any of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, ever. But I can tell you for a fact, I knew a lot of people who did, and they were mainly men. Because that is a boy brand, Pirates of the Caribbean. No, here's the thing. Girls can like it too. Right? Girls can like all these things. Girls can like Star Wars. Girls can like Marvel. They can like all this sort of stuff. That's great, and I welcome it. But the reason that they liked it in the first place was because of what it was in the first place. They fell in love with what it originally was. To say nothing of the lackluster attempt to reboot and hand off Indiana Jones in 2023. So it's okay now, guys, to say that Dial of Destiny was a failure. This fits the narrative now, so we can now come out and say it failed. Indiana Jones, an IP I hold near and dear to my heart. I have an official Indiana Jones hat up in my room. I love Indiana Jones. I watched the trilogy, because there's 3 Indiana Jones movies. I watched the trilogy all the time as a kid. And as a little boy, loved Indiana Jones, because I wanted to be him. Swashbuckling adventurer, going around, finding all these mystic artifacts. Right? Like, what boy wouldn't want to do that? He's the cool guy, right? Gets into cool gunfights and fistfights. He was the guy. Yeah, I want to be him. What happened in the recent movie? No, he's a decrepit, bitter old man who just wants to die. Divorced from his wife. What the hell? What the hell, man? Even in Indy 4, when he was getting older, he was still, like, in the thick of it. Right? Now, obviously, this is because Harrison Ford's old now. Right? He is an old man. So it's like, oh, we can't do that much. Indy's old now. What do we do? Well, you hand it off to someone else. Thankfully, Indiana Jones has a son who we can... Oh, no, wait, you killed him off camera. So who do we have instead? A narcissistic, egotistical, annoying woman who just demasculates him and makes fun of him at every single turn. Why aren't men going to watch this movie, I wonder? You're all a bunch of morons. You're all a bunch of morons. So, Greenbaum recently hired Daria. Oh God, what is that? Karasek. We'll go with Kursek, former Paramount Pictures co-chief, to assist in this effort. Kursek shepherded films from franchises like Sonic the Hedgehog, A Quiet Place, and Smile. Now, Smile and A Quiet Place, those are some horror movies. Okay, whatever. Sonic the Hedgehog, which has done fantastic, and you all know near and dear how much I love me Sonic the Hedgehog. What did they do with the Sonic movies, huh? It's almost like they just pandered to the fans of Sonic the Hedgehog. Who are most of the fans of Sonic the Hedgehog, by the way? 'Cause I'm gonna tell you. It's me. I am a fan. It's my demo. Okay, of course there's much older men than me who like Sonic the Hedgehog, but it's mainly men, guys. Come on now. Again, not saying girls can't like Sonic the Hedgehog. If I ever met, if I ever met a girl and she was a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan like me, love at first sight, baby. I'm telling you that right now. Love at first sight. So, and they talk about here. They talk about the Disney sweet spot at the movies has been millennials who liked movies like The Lion King, 101 Dalmatians, Lilo and Stitch as kids. The Lion King, which, honestly, that's a male demo movie. Right there. With Simba. Why don't you do that again? Why don't you do that again? But no, we won't do that again. So they talk about TikTok and all this sort of stuff. Gen Z has low attention span. It's not the fact that Gen Z has a low attention span. There's some Gen Z who are dumb as a bag of bricks. Alright, and I see them, and I want to say I apologize for that, for those. They do not represent all of Gen Z. They are just a bunch of morons. Not me, though, because I don't ruin my brain with TikTok. So they then talk about Marvel's latest release, Fantastic Four First Steps. The latest release of Disney Marvel failed. It's a box office bomb. It's made no money. It hasn't even broken $500,000. By the way, if you want to get men into your movie, don't start with Led by Pedro Pascal. Because this guy ain't a man who's going to get people... This guy isn't a man in general. But he isn't going to get boys and Gen Zs to that goddamn movie theater. Now, we all know the reason Disney bought Marvel and Lucasfilm to gain the IPs of stuff like Indiana Jones and Star Wars was because they wanted to appeal to boys. In the first place, they had the girls done, right? Because Disney was primarily a girl brand. They had the girls done, right? That was there, and they're like, you know what? We're kind of missing the revenue on the boy side, so why don't we get some boy IPs going, and that way we can have money coming in from both sides, more money for us, you know, like a normal goddamn company. So they bought Marvel, they bought Lucasfilm from George Lucas, which they shouldn't have. George, you should have stood your ground. And what happened? You turned them into girl brands. My computer's having a fit. You see this over here? It's having a freaking conniption because it's agreeing with me because it's so pissed. You turn them all into girl brands. A bunch of male superheroes. They were girls now. Female Thor. What boy's gonna read that? Jane Foster is suddenly now Thor. Ironheart. Like, what are you doing? Right? Star Wars. Luke Skywalker. You know, the face of Star Wars. Who every boy watching the OT wanted to be. We all wanted to be Luke. What did you do? In The Last Jedi, when old Luke Skywalker is there, when the anticipation was like, oh, we get to see him as Grandmaster Luke, what happened? Now he's a decrepit old man who's a hermit, living on a rock in the middle of nowhere, drinking green titty milk. And he almost killed his nephew because of a vision. Oh, why aren't men going to see this movie? And then he died. And then he died. Like a wuss. Why aren't men going to see our movies? I wonder. I just wonder, you know? And who'd you replace Luke with as your face for Star Wars? Rey. The poster child for Mary Sue's. And now you want to bring her back to do a movie. Because that's going to work out for you, right? And then I spoke about Marvel, right? I spoke about Marvel. You just replaced all of the heavy hitters who were men. Just replaced them all with women. Why am I going to watch this? And they're not even good. They're not even strongly written women. They're just annoying, self-entitled, egotistical morons. Like, what guy's like, oh, America Chavez is in this movie. I better race to the goddamn movie theater. If you want an example of how bad Marvel's fallen, they have not had a movie make profits since what, 2021? And I'm not talking about Sony giving them Spider-Man. I'm not talking about Fox with Deadpool and Wolverine because that's a Fox movie. And I'm not talking about Guardians 3 because James Gunn wrote that script how freaking long ago? That's a holdover from a different era of Marvel. I am talking of recent, where they, from the ground up, made a movie on their own. When's the last time it made profit? Wasn't Ant-Man 3? Wasn't The Marvels? Wasn't Doctor Strange 2, which they tried to lie and tell you made money. But it didn't. It wasn't Captain Falcon Man. It wasn't Thunderbolts. Sure as shit is not Fantastic Four. Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out. That's going to do money. But none of it goes to Marvel. It goes to Sony. And then Marvel comes out with Doomsday, which from the sounds of the production is going to be a crock of garbage. It's going to be a mess. Not only have you had not learned from that, then in Doomsday, you just take all the new Marvel characters that we don't care about, that you used to tell people like me that you don't want me to go see your movies. You don't want me to go watch your products. Okay, so I left. Because you made it abundantly clear you did not want me anymore as a customer. So I left. I didn't want to leave. I used to be a huge Disney kid. Disney XD and Disney Channel were on all the time in my house when I was a kid. I used to watch Phineas and Ferb, Pair of Kings, Mighty Med, Lab Rats, Gravity Falls. One of my favorite shows of all time is Gravity Falls. I used to watch Fish Hooks as well. I used to watch all Slugterra. I used to watch Slugterra. I used to watch it all. I used to watch it all. And then the movies. Right? Toy Story Trilogy, Monsters, Inc., Cars, Bugs Life, Incredibles, WALL-E, Finding Nemo. Used to watch it all. I even watched some of the Disney Princess movies. Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Little Mermaid, Tangled, Frozen, God Help Me. Watched them. Didn't watch Frozen in the theaters before you think I'm a weirdo. No, I did not. I watched it on DVD when we got it. I watched it and I went, it's not the worst thing in my life, but I hate that goddamn Let It Go song. But I watched them because I was a Disney guy. Cool. Not everything Disney's going to be for me, but at least maybe I'll give it a shot, maybe. What Disney animation has come out that's like for guys, for boys? Luca? Maybe. What, you meant Elemental? Lightyear? Which demasculated and destroyed Buzz Lightyear? One of probably the most popular guy from Toy Story? Turning Red, which was about girls getting their periods? Well, boys are gonna rush to see that one. Encanto? With the Raya and the Last Dragon, whatever the garbage that was. Right? Frozen 2. If I didn't like Frozen 1 that much, why am I going to go see Frozen 2? What's the most recent one? They had Elio or whatever? Yeah, you heard about everything that movie was doing. Why the hell would I go see that? I don't care enough. Because you told me you don't want me. You're not making stuff for boys, so boys don't go. It's as simple as that. You have to make product for that demo, and then that demo comes. But if you make product for a different demo, and then that other demo doesn't come, you can't then wonder and go, why aren't they showing? Where they go? It's a mystery, to be sure. But because you lacked, Disney, in boy IPs and straight up told us to leave, we said okay, and we left and we found other things. Where's most Gen Z boys and men nowadays? What are we doing? When you look online, what do you see most Gen Zs doing? We're playing video games and we're watching anime. I have become an anime nutball watching anime because I know I'm getting what I want from it. I know in anime, there's a vast variety out there. There's my pun. Get it? Variety. There's my pun. There's a vast variety of anime out there for me to explore. So much of it. And I can just consume it and be like, ah, good. Video games. Disney is lacking in video games. They've never really been that good in video games, to be honest with you. But even now, right? Like they're not strong in video games. Boy, I'm playing video games. I'm enjoying my life playing video games right now, dude. Seriously, I just finished playing Sonic Rivals for the first time, and I had a whale of a time. That was awesome. And then, you know, like, I'm just playing JRPGs as well, too, right? Like, all the Gen Zs were just like, yeah, I'm gonna play that JRPG that I've been wanting to play for a while. And if, you know, the way modern gaming is now, a lot of it's schlop. We just go like, okay, there's nothing modern. I'm gonna go back in time then to like the 90s. There's plenty of games I ain't played there. That's what happens. That's what we've gone. Whenever you don't want a certain customer, there's something else that will gladly take them. And that's what's happened. We've been scooped up by other companies and other products, not yours. And you know, you realize now, far too late, mind you, that you've lost the boy brand. Because you have none. You had them, and then you turned them into girl brands. Because you started catering to, primarily to women, and people who weren't fans of the product to begin with. So how do they fix this? It's simple. First off, you have to get rid of the people who did this in the first place, which they're not going to. That's the thing. In order to solve a problem, you gotta find out what caused the problem in the first place, and go, okay, we're gonna cut that out. Stop that. And to do that, you gotta get the people who made the decisions to turn these boy brands into girl brands and get them out. But you're not going to do that. So you're screwed. You can make as many boy brands as you want, but if you still have the same team that did this in the first place, you've got nothing. Because it's going to be the same slop. Sure, a boy will be a main character. Sure, a man will be a main character. But they're not going to be the main character, will they? They'll be demasculated all the time by some other woman, probably, because that's normally how it goes. So there we go. That's it. That's my rant. That's my ramble. From the perspective of a Gen Z man that Disney has tried to court, I tell Disney to go fuck yourself, essentially. Bye!